video is going to be a 3 looks, 1 palette video with the Colourpop Lizzie McGuire palette. Originally I was just gonna do 1 look with this palette and post it in like a couple of days. But since I'm gonna be concentrating on using this palette pretty much the whole weekends, I figured just to film each look for you guys so you guys can get some ideas or inspiration if you guys have this palette. I haven't done a 3 looks and 1 palette video in a long time. I don't think I've done it since like maybe my Colourpop So Jaded palette. That was a while ago. Like when I got that palette, that's when I did that video. So for today's look, I already primed my eyes with my Urban Decay primer potion. If I could get that out of here. So I just used that. And then I just coated my lips with my Colourpop Dewdrop lip oil. And then I set my eyes with my Dior Backstage powder. I've been loving this powder so much. It's just so beautiful on the skin. So now we're going to jump into the palettes. I'm not going to be doing too much face work on camera. I'm mostly just going to be concentrating on the eyes because obviously we have 3 looks to do. So I don't want to ramble for too long, but each look should only take me like 10 minutes. Okay, so we're going to jump into the palette. So for this look, I'm going to be doing like more of an easy, breezy, like peachy look for spring. I've actually worn this look a few times using this palette and I really like the result. It basically looks like you tried with your eyeshadow but you really didn't at all. It's just basically like a 4 shadow look and I really have been enjoying it. So I'm just going to take this shade right here called Done and Done, and I'm going to use that as my crease shade. So I'm just going to pick that up and throw it in my crease area. And I've noticed that these shadows are pretty nice and smooth, very buildable mattes, which I really have been enjoying. I think that this is one of their better formulas. I think like the past few palettes that they have come out with, honestly, that I've gotten have been very, very impressive. I think that they blend out beautifully. I think that their eyeshadow formula is constantly improving, so that's why I end up buying the most Colourpop palettes. I know some people disagree, but I just couldn't resist getting this palette because I was a huge Lizzie McGuire fan. It was basically my favorite show on Disney Channel. I mean, I had a lot more favorites on Nickelodeon because I liked Nick shows more than Disney shows because I thought that Disney shows were a little bit too cheesy at times, and I felt like Disney Channel Nick shows were a little bit more like fun and edgy. So I'm just gonna blend that color out, and look how pretty that is. It's like basically you could stop here, throw on some mascara, and it's like a one and done eyeshadow look. But you guys know I never really do that. I don't know how people do that, honestly. Like for me, I either do a really light eyeshadow look, no eyeshadow, which is very rare for me now, or I just do a full-on look. So, but usually for every day, I do a pretty simple eye. So now I'm going to go into the peachier shade, which is called So Mature. I don't know why my nose is so dang itchy right now. It's driving me nuts. And I'm just going to throw that in the defining area. And this shade is really going to kind of make the... I'm hoping that I didn't have another eyeshadow on there because it kind of made it a bit darker. Usually when I use this, when I do this look, it ends up becoming really peachy orangey. So maybe after I cleaned off my brush with my color switch, it'll probably be peachier. But usually this look is pretty peachy. So I don't know if I had another yeah, I think I had another shadow on that brush. I thought that these brushes were clean, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I can just take a little bit more of this peachy shade and like build it up. Yeah, that works perfectly. It builds up pretty nicely. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. But usually this look is a little bit orange, like even more orange. There is a ton of kick up in the pan, by the way, in these shadows. But I don't really mind that because there's honestly no fallout on your face, so it doesn't really bother me. But I don't know if I accidentally had, I mean, it looks fine. Honestly, I don't really mind it. My nose is driving me nuts right now. I don't know why it's so itchy. So let me see. I could have sworn I checked these brushes last night and there was no eyeshadow on them because no eyeshadow really came up off the brushes. So I don't know. I'm just gonna build up this color a little bit more. I mean, it looks fine to me, honestly. Yeah, I think it looks fine. All right, so now for my lid, I'm just going to throw on some glitter glue because honestly, that's all we're going to do for the crease area, and then we're going to put on some glitter glue. Okay, and then for my lid shade, I'm going to go into this peachy color right here, which is called Audi. I was kind of intrigued to try this one all over my lid by itself because I haven't done that yet. I've only used it as a topper for doing this look. But since that's what I've been doing, I want to stick with that to show you guys how I've been wearing these shades. So I am going to take that shade Audi. I'm going to put that all over my lid. It's such a pretty shimmer shade as I'm dipping into the glitter. It's such a pretty, like, peachy shade. I love it. I mean, I have a ton of shades like this, but this peachy shade is just so pretty. And it's so pigmented and just really easy to apply. I honestly am a fan of these shimmers more in this palette than I am in the new Melt Mary Jane palette because these shimmers like aren't crumbly like those ones are. I mean, yes, those ones are very sparkly, but so are these ones, and these ones just don't crumble like the Melt ones are. Like Melt shadows are always, I always say that they're more of like a learning curve formula, and Colourpop is just like a little bit easier, like beginner friendly. And I feel like this palette is going to be a very easy palette for a lot of people to use from like beginner to like makeup artist level. And I feel like the Melt palettes are just, they kind of take some like understanding and learning to use their formula. It's not like the best formula to use if you're a beginner. And then since we got that shade down, I'm going to use the pressed glitter now in the shade Please. And I'm just going to tap that on top of that shade just to add a little bit more sparkle. And it adds like just a hint of sparkle, and I really love it. I'm going to do the same on this eye. And that's pretty much it for that. And that's basically the gist of this look. I'm just going to pop on Hear Me Out on my brow bone, and that's basically it. But again, it's just a really easy, peachy, everyday, easy look to do for spring, and I really have been loving this look. So I'm just going to pop on that, and then we'll jump into the lower lash line once I do my face. Okay, so I went ahead and did my base. So of course I did my MAC Fix Plus Cucumber spray, and then I just went in with my Catrice primer, the hydrating one. And then for my base, I went in with the Bare Minerals Stick Foundation in the shade Opal 01. I was just feeling hella lazy today and just wanted to use a foundation that I know I love. But I also haven't used this in a little while because I've been using the Fenty Beauty Easy Skin Tint and the Becca one. So I kind of wanted to go into that. And then for my concealer, I went in with the Ilia, what is this called again? True Skin Serum Concealer in the shade 01 Mallow. And then, of course, I set my face with the beautiful Dior powder. I literally love this powder so much. It's so stunning on the skin. And then I set my under eyes with the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder that I've been using for the past few days. Okay, so now let's go back into the palette, and we're going to do the lower lash line and the inner corners. So for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to keep it a little bit more tame today, and I'm going to use Done and Done. I either use Done and Done or So Mature. It doesn't really matter which one that you go in with. It just depends on if you want to make it more peachy or not. But Done and Done is actually a pretty pigmented shade. So I just go in with that one and run it on my lower lash line just to add a little bit of depth. I'm gonna take that. And I'm gonna do my mascara and stuff off camera too, because I do want to go in with like 1 or 2 new products on my face and on my lips. So I want to skip ahead to that, so we're not spending too much time on the eyes. But I mean, like, I don't have to show you my mascara every single time I do these. Like, it's just like, it's not a big deal to me. I'm not even sure what mascara I'm going to use today. I haven't decided yet. Okay, so I just finished applying it off camera, and now I'm going to go into my inner corners, and I'm going to use this shade right here called Bye-Bye. This is such a beautiful shade. It's so pretty all over the lid. It's like the most gorgeous, like, inner corner highlight. I love this shade. If I had this as a single in my everyday palette, I probably would use this almost every single day on my inner corners. It's so stunning. Colourpop makes like the most beautiful, like shimmery, like light white gold colors. Like, oh my god, and they're always so pigmented. They're still like my favorite inner corner highlight shades to use because they're always so pigmented and they build up so beautifully. But this shade is just stunning. Oh, so pretty. It's gonna take a little bit more because you guys know I love a blinding inner corner. Still need to build it up a little bit. And then I'm using my Colourpop brush as well. I love this dang brush. I need more of their brushes. Like, every time I want to get more brushes from them, they're all sold out. So they need to restock their damn brushes because their brushes are amazing. All right, I'm just going to do my mascara and everything, and then we'll finish up the face and the lips. Okay, so I went in with my waterline eyeliner and my mascara and everything. So I used my Colourpop Bambi liner in the shade Meadow. I don't know why I always forget the name of it. And then I just primed my lashes with my usual L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. And then I used my Bite Beauty Upswing Mascara. I kind of like when I do like a softer eye, I kind of like using a more lengthening, volumizing mascara sometimes because it kind of like just makes like the focus to your eyes still, because I really like how longer lashes look with a softer eye sometimes. And then of course I just coated my bottom lashes with my Lash Discovery. And then I just bronzed up my skin just to save some time. I used the Milani Baked Bronzer in the shade Dolce. I haven't used this in a while. It's usually more of a summer bronzer for me, but I kind of just wanted a really light bronze today. And this always gives me that, and it's just so pretty on the skin, and it's just like the lightest bronzer I own, and I love it so much. Okay, so now for the blush. I'm kind of really torn as to whether or not I want to use the Love Sprung Artist Couture blush palette and use the peach shade in here, but I have used this already. Or I'm going to use a blush I haven't even touched yet, and that's the Patrick Ta for Face Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in the shade Do We Know Her. I really wanted to save this for my new Sephora makeup, like part 2, Get Ready With Me. But I'm kind of really tempted to try this today because I haven't used it yet. I was just going to go in with the powder side, and then I was still going to use this in my video and use both products, like the cream and the powder. So I think I am going to use this today just because I think that this color is so beautiful for this look. So I think I'm just going to go in with the powder side today because I really am dying to try it out. So I think I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to apply it. Oh my god, that's so pretty. I need a little bit more. Yeah, that's really pretty. Just like a light wash of peach is all I really wanted. And I was kind of dying to use this. So I pretty much have tried out mostly everything now from the newer makeup that I got. I'm still waiting for my last 2 items to ship from the sale. So I haven't been able to film my haul yet. But you guys won't see this video until probably after I post my new Sephora makeup. So it's probably not a big deal that I'm using this in this video today. So I didn't really think about that because I have like a couple of other videos to go up first. And obviously the haul has to go up first before you guys see a part 2 get ready with me with newer makeup still. So that blush is really, really pretty on the skin. I really like it. I'm kind of comparing everything to the formula in the Artist Couture palette because I've been kind of loving this. This is so beautiful on the skin. The Patrick Ta is very pretty, but it is more orange than the peach shade in this one. But I feel like these blushes are just so smooth that like I've been comparing everything to this blush formula. So this is really, really pretty. It's really soft, very buildable. I really like it so far. I don't know if I love the Artist Couture more. I have to test them out more. I just have so many damn blushes to test out. I'm almost done getting through them. So, and then for my highlight, I'm going to go in with the Aurora highlighter from the Midnight Masquerade collection. I don't know why I'm always searching for a like peachy highlight to go with like peachy tone looks, and I always forget about this one and how pretty it is. So I'm going to go in with this guy. Because usually what I used to do is I went in with my Lancome one, and that was like the perfect peachy color. Let me just see. Is this even really picking up right now? Yeah, it is. I just can't really see it for some reason. I just gotta... I feel like it's kind of getting hard pan in the middle. Yeah, that's better. I just need to kind of use like the corners of it because it's kind of getting a bit of hard pan. Which is fine. There's plenty of product in here. I remember when I first got this highlighter along with the Cinderella one, I was like obsessed with them. I was using them like every day for like a week. Right, I'm definitely going to spray that. I feel like it needs to be spritzed. I just feel like it's not picking up that much on my brush. So I'm just going to spray it with my Pretty Fresh spray. I think that's going to amp up the pigment more. I mean, it always does, obviously, so. And that's pretty much it for the highlight. So I'm just going to do my brows off camera, and then we'll just pop on a lippy. Okay, and then for my brows, I just brushed them out with a spoolie, and then I used my Colourpop Brow Boss Gel. I haven't used this in a little while. This is actually pretty good. I mean, I'd rather just have a clear brow gel that's $7 rather than paying for the ABH one that's like $25. This is really good. So, and it keeps my brows in place. So now for the lips, I am going to be going in with a brand new lippy that I did pick up from the VIB sale, but I haven't tried it yet, and I'm kind of dying to wear it. So this is the Patrick Ta Major Headlines Matte Suede Lipstick in the shade Oh She's Single. I think I've seen quite a few YouTubers wear this. But the person that convinced me to get this was Morgan Turner. I've been loving her channel lately, and she was wearing this in her VIB sale haul for her first part, I believe. And I think that she had this before that, but she was just wearing it on her lips for that video, and I fell in love with the color. I'm like, oh my god, that looks like the perfect everyday nude shade. Not that I don't have enough of those already. And I'm kind of planning on doing another declutter of my lipsticks again. So I'm going to go in with the Patrick Ta Oh She's Single shade. This is what the packaging looks like. And it says Patrick Ta on the top. And this is what the shade looks like. Oh, I'm so excited. I did actually try this on my lips when I got it. I didn't get to wear it out. I just tried it out like that night. So I'm so excited to put this on right now. So let's apply it. No lip liner, because I never do lip liner when I just do everyday looks. And when I tried this out, just like by itself, at the end of the day, it was so creamy for a matte lipstick. Like, I was really impressed. Oh, that's so pretty. Okay, definitely need my mirror. Okay, it's kind of emphasizing my wrinkles in my lips, but it feels so smooth on the lips. And I didn't really notice the Dior one to like emphasize my lines as much as this one. But like for me, the number one thing about lipsticks, like especially just like regular bullet lipsticks, is how comfortable they are. So let me just finish applying because I don't want to ramble too much, but I really like it. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look for look number 1. So here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a really easy, simple spring look with this palette. I really have been enjoying this one. It's a really easy, simple look for me to do on a daily basis. Sometimes I'll wear the Bye-Bye shade on the lid and then pop on that peachy shade that I put on the lid on my inner corners, and that's how I'll change it up. And then I'll just like rotate the lower lash line color with the peachy shade instead of the more neutral shade that I put on the bottom lashes. So you can change up the colors in this look. You don't always have to stick with the same ones. That's the beauty of having like similar colors in a palette, is that you can change it up to adjust to what you like. This is just the way that I typically like wearing this look, is this peachy shade on the lid and that one on the inner corners, and this like lighter toned color on the lower lash line. So I hope you guys got some inspo. I can't wait to show you the other 2 looks. They're definitely going to be more colorful, but I just wanted to show you guys an easier look if you're like not sure like what colors to go for, or like you're kind of intimidated by this palette because there's some color in here. You can make a really soft, neutral, everyday look. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first look, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the second one. I'm sorry if I don't wear jewelry, by the way, in my videos. Usually I put it on after I film. Sometimes I can't stand like the jingling, like when I'm getting ready and stuff. So I usually just pop it on after I film a video. The only time I put it on is if I'm like wearing a necklace like before I leave. But yeah, sometimes I get a little bit annoyed with my jewelry. So, but I love wearing jewelry. It's just that I don't wear it when I'm filming. So yeah, that's it. Bye guys. Okay, so hey guys. So welcome to look number 2 using the Colourpop and Lizzie McGuire eyeshadow palette. So today we're going to do like a peachy purple look. I'm really, really tired this morning. It's pretty early. It's like 10:50 in the morning because I have to be at work at 11:30. So hopefully we can film this pretty quickly. So I just went in with my ABH primer, and then I just set it with my Dior powder. I'm literally obsessed with this powder. I love it so much. And then I just coated my lips with my Colourpop Dewdrop Lip Oil. So let's jump into the palette. So today we're going to play with some of the peachy shades and also some of the purples. So we're just going to use like mostly like these 2 colors and like these colors here. So I'm going to start with basically the 2 color. I meant to say this one, and oh, we could use the pink too. That'd be really pretty, but I really like peach and purple together. So we're going to start with the same 2 shades that we used yesterday, and then we're going to switch it up. So let me just grab my mirror. So I'm going to take the shade Done and Done again, and I'm going to put that all in my crease. It's kind of fun when you use some of the same base colors, because then you can show someone how to like, you know, like switch it up and make it a little bit more colorful. I find that that's like kind of the most approachable way for me anyway to approach color, because sometimes I am intimidated about like what colors go together, what color combos I can come up with. That's always something that I've struggled with makeup, but like I know that mostly orange and purple look really pretty together, and green and pink look really pretty together. As far as I know, that's like really the only 2 color combos I really like doing that aren't like monochromatic, like not just like a straight up blue look or a straight up purple look or like a straight up green look. They're like the only color combos are really put together. And then like most of the time I'm either wearing a neutral eye, a peach eye, or like a pink eye. So I'm just gonna throw that in my crease. My brushes are clean today and it looks like this is going on a lot more peachy tone than it did yesterday, but it's okay. So I'm just gonna finish putting that in my crease. Okay, and then for my crease shade, for my defining shade, like I said, I'm gonna go into the same shade that I used yesterday as well. And I'm using the shade So Mature. Forgot what it was called for a second. But your girl is tired this morning. I really didn't sleep that great again. I haven't taken a Unisim in a few days, but sometimes I need it to just like knock out. Yeah, this is what I wanted the colors to look like yesterday. I'm kind of annoyed at myself, but now you can actually see the true color. And again, it was more like a muted peach look yesterday, which I really liked anyway, so it's not like a huge deal. And I actually have not worn this color combo with this palette yet. I mean, again, I usually know that they go together, but I actually haven't worn this look yet with this palette. I have used all the shades, but not in this combo before. So there's a first time for everything. So for the outer corners, I'm going to go into this beautiful purple shade called Digital Beam. This is one of the best purples I've used. And I'm not just saying that because it's Colourpop. This is actually a beautiful purple. It's really, really vibrant. And I really thought it wasn't going to... See how vibrant that is? I really didn't think it was going to be like this good. And I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty damn good purple shade. It really shows up beautifully over the other shades. Like, I thought it was going to be like a pastel purpley violet. But it's actually really damn pigmented. So it works really well as a defining shade with this palette. I'm almost tempted to make this a halo eye, but who got time for that right now? Because I really don't have time for that, honestly. So I'm just going to apply that, a little bit more. Why is it not building up as much on this side? It's always my problem, is that it builds up just fine on one side and the other side is like a struggle. But I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to pop on some glitter glue. Okay, and then for the lid shade, we're going to go into this lavender shimmer, which is called Hello Fabulous. This is a really pretty color too. And now I'm going to pop that all over the lid. It's a really pretty shade. It's a little bit stiffer than the other shimmers, but it's really pretty once you build it up. Yes! Oh my god, this look is actually really coming together. I had a vision. Isn't it fun when you have visions? And I mean, I planned what these looks were gonna look like, but I haven't actually worn these yet. The only one I've worn is the one I did yesterday. The one I'm doing tomorrow, I haven't worn it yet either. So it's always fun to do. That's why I really wanted to concentrate on this palette this weekend, because I just wanted to dedicate like one weekend where I like filmed with it and really played with it more, because even though like I have used all the shades, I haven't done like these color combos yet, so I haven't really like seen how like some of the colors blend together. So for me, I don't really test out blendability when I first get a palette. I just want to test out all the shades and make sure I use them. And then like when I get like a real feel for the palette, then I'll like start like testing it out for the blendability. So I'm just gonna reinforce those mattes, and then we're gonna do the face off camera. I'm just gonna pop on Hear Me Out on my brow bone, and then we'll jump into the lower lash line. Okay, so I went ahead and did my base, and I used my MAC Prep and Prime Cucumber. And then I went in with my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I use this for work all the time. And then for my foundation, I went in with my Bougie Pat McGrath Lab Skin Fetish Sublime Foundation in the shade Light 1. And then for my concealer, I went in with the Coinciding Concealer, which is the Skin Fetish Sublime Correcting Concealer in the shade L1, so they're both the same shade. And then for to set my face, I went in with my Dior powder, of course, in the shade 0 Neutral. And then to set my under eyes, I went in with my Urban Decay Velvetizer. So I usually use that a lot for work as well. So now we're going to jump back into the lower lash line. Honestly, all I want to do, really, I don't really want to put any color on the lower lash line. I just want to go in with a colorful liner. I don't know if that's being lazy, but I just want to test out this Marc Jacobs purple liner today because I still haven't tried this shade yet. So this is the shade Grapevine, and I'm just going to put that on the lower lash line. I mean on the waterline. Ooh, that is so pretty. See how it just like pulls the whole look together? Just adding a colorful liner. You can do this if you don't want to add like any color to the lower lash line. I do this a ton, especially when I don't have time to do like a full eye look. I'll just go in with a liner. You don't always have to add color on your lower lash line. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's really pretty. So that color is stunning. Okay, now I'm just going to do my inner corners. I almost forgot to do that again. I think I'm going to do a peach inner corner, and I'm going to go in with the shade Audi right here. And I'm just going to use that. I always get eye goo on my, oh my god. I hate this crap. It really stresses me out. It's like the worst part about doing your makeup is I get that buildup on my inner corners. Does anybody else get that, or is it just me? Because I feel like I get that every time I do my eyes. Oh, this is the wrong brush. I want this brush. Ooh, yes. So pretty. These shades are so vibrant for the inner corners. That's perfect. Oh my god. I don't know what highlighter I want to use today either. I haven't figured that out yet. I know what blush I want and what bronzer, but highlighter I always like. I know what blushes I want to use now since I have so damn many to test out. I am going to use one of the Lizzie blushes tomorrow because I have to use at least one of them for these looks because, hello, I'm using the palette. All right, I'm going to do my mascara and stuff off camera. Okay, so I went in with my L'Oreal Lash Primer, of course, and then I went in with my Urban Decay Lash Freak for my mascara, and then, of course, I went in with my L'Oreal Lash Discovery on my bottom lashes, and then I bronzed up my skin with my Bougie Gucci bronzer in the shade 01. I love this damn bronzer. It's so pretty. Honestly, my two favorite things I picked up from the VIB sale is the bronzer and the powder. I've just been loving both of them so much. And then for my blush, I'm going to go into the Love Sprung Artist Couture palette. I always forget I can't open it from this side. Jesus. Oh my god. And I'm going to use the middle shade in the not the middle shade, this shade right here, which is called Baby Bloom. It's kind of like a muted pink shade, and I think it's going to be really pretty for this look. Can I not dig my finger into this every single time I use it? Every single time, if I could speak English. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with that. I'm going to take pretty little and see how the color looks, but I think it's going to be really pretty. Wow, so pigmented. I literally made one dip. That's actually really pretty. It's like a peachy pink shade. But holy crap, I literally just dipped into it once. Like barely, and that's like full pigmentation. That's a really pretty color. It actually works really well with this look. I thought it was going to be way pinker, but it's kind of way more warm tone than the pan on the actual face. All right, I really don't know what I want for highlight, so let's go ahead and figure it out. Okay, I really have to go to work, so here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. I'll tell you guys what I use later. I have to go. Bye. Okay, so hey guys, I am home from work now. I still ended up being late to work anyway because that's just the life I live. So, I just don't know what's going on with that. Okay, so for the rest of my face art, excuse me, I used the Love Sprung Artist Couture blush palette. I think I filmed this part. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. And I used this shade Baby Bloom, and it actually worked out really, really pretty for this look. I thought that this color was going to be a little bit too pink for this, but it actually looks really, really pretty, so I used that for my blush. I'm so tired now. I'm sorry, guys. And then for my highlight, I went in with the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes Multifaceted Highlighter. It's really pretty. It has like a really beautiful sparkle to it. So I just used that because I couldn't find a purple highlight I wanted to use. And then for my lips, I'm trying out a new lippy today. And I really like the formula. I just don't know if I'm crazy about it because I don't know if this is old because it's kind of smells bad. And I did just buy it yesterday, but I bought it from Walgreens. So it had a seal on it. It just smells really bad. So I'm using I tried out the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit High Shine lipstick. So these are the, like, shine versions of the original matte liquid lipsticks that they have. And this is the shade Send Nudes. And I really, really like it. It feels really nice on the lips. A very comfortable formula. It just doesn't smell that great. So I don't know if this is good or not. Like, I hope they're not selling an old product because I might return this because it just doesn't smell good. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. That's what I used for the rest of my face. Or I couldn't tell you guys earlier. I was just really going to be super late again, I was already late anyway, but I would have been even later if I stayed and told you guys before. So I will see you guys tomorrow for look number 3. I'm sorry again about this outer corner. I don't know what happened. The color kind of got like a little bit screwed up and it looks kind of patchy, honestly. Like sometimes when I mix these colors together with my glitter glue, sometimes the glitter glue shade, like where I apply the glitter glue, it kind of like becomes a darker color if I like blend it over the glitter glue. So that really is an annoying thing because it doesn't usually happen on this side. It's always on this side. So I don't know. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for look number 3. Bye. Hey guys, so today we're going to be jumping into look number 3 with the Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of palette. I don't think I have to say that every single time, but for some reason I still am. So let's go ahead and jump into some more of the palette. So today we're going to be doing like a pink green type of look because I really want to play with more of the green tones in here. So we're going to be using some of the pinks in the crease first. So the first shade I'm going to take is called Ugh. I literally have to say Ugh to tell you guys the name of this palette. Let me just grab my mirror because for some reason it's behind my computer. So we're just going to take that shade and put it all in the crease. My eyes are a bit dry today, but what's new? My eyes are always dry, so that's just the life we live. So I just did the same primer as yesterday. I used my ABH primer, and then I just went in with my Colourpop Dewdrop Lip Oil, what's new, and then I set my eyes with my Dior powder. So I'm just going to take this shade and buff it all in the crease to get a pretty pigmented pink crease going on. If I could speak like normal, that'd be awesome, but I think I'm doing okay today, so the struggle. I'm still struggling whether or not I want to do green as my defining shade or just the pink. But I feel like the green would be kind of fun. I just don't know if the green is going to be pigmented enough. If it's not pigmented enough, I might just cover it over with the pink shade. But I kind of really want to use that. So let me just make this one a bit more pigmented because this side's already more pigmented. So just okay, so I tried the green off camera and it didn't really work out. The green still isn't really dark enough to use over the pink in this palette. So I'm just going to take the shade outfit repeater, and we're going to buff that in my defining area because the green is just too light. So this one should definitely build up more. Yeah. It's just like I want to use that green shade for more looks, but it's hard to get it built up because if I use like any other, like the green doesn't really go with that many shades in here besides like the like not even the brownish shade because it still wouldn't build up enough over that one either. So like it's kind of hard to get looks out of that green shade unless you're going to use it just as like a just a crease shade and then throw the green shade like shimmer all over the lid. So it's a little bit difficult. Okay, so once we have that down, I think I'm not going to do an outer corner shade because I want the green to be all over the lid, and again, there's not really a deep enough shade in here to use, but I really just want the green to be like the star of this show, so we're just going to put on some glitter glue. Okay, and then like I said, I wanted to go in with the green all over the lid, so we're going to take the shade Dear Diary. I haven't been able to wear this shade out of the house yet, because the only time... Ooh, that's so gorgeous! We're going to pop that all over the lid. That is so damn pigmented. I only wore this, like... in that one live that I played with this palette. I haven't worn it out yet, and that is freaking stunning. Ooh, y'all. See, I love pink and green together. Maybe I should have whipped out like a darker green, like from the Vintage Rose palette, and put that on my outer corners, but I really just want to make this video about this palette, so... this still works really beautifully. This shade is so dang pigmented, like, and it's so metallic. So damn beautiful. Alright, and that's pretty much it for the shades on the top of the eye, and then we're going to go into the lower lash line. I'm just going to, again, pop on Hear Me Out on my brow bone, and then we'll jump into the lower lash line. Okay, you guys, so for my face, I just went in with the same primer as yesterday. I used my MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Cucumber, and then I went in with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And then for my face, I used my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Silk Foundation in the shade 110C. And then I used my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC15. And then I just set my under eyes with my Urban Decay Velvetizer. I just want to give my... oh, I forgot to set my face. And then I'm just going to set my face again with my Dior powder, which I freaking love. I don't know if I've used this powder with this foundation yet, but I bet they're like a match made in heaven. And then I'm just going to spritz my face real quick with my Milk Satin Refresh Spray. And now we're going to go back into the palettes. And the shade I'm going to take on the lower lash line is that... oh, is this green shade. I don't know how it's going to work out. I mean, I think it's going to be pretty. I might just put it on the outer part, but let's see. I mean, it's not even that pigmented. I can just use it as like a light wash. So it's not really going to be too scary looking. Because, again, this green is not that pigmented, so it's not really a big deal. I mean, typically for me, I would probably do pink. But I really want to use the green in some way in this look, so yeah. Okay, and then for my inner corners, I'm going to go into the shade Outfit Rememberer, which is this pink shimmer, and I'm going to put that on the inner corners. I could speak English. And that's pretty much it for the eyes. I'm really liking how this look turned out. And I showed you guys how to use all the shades. I really wanted to use all the shades in these 3 looks, and I'm glad that I was able to. typically, like the last time I wore this shirt, I wore just the pinks and I put this shade all over the lid, so you can like interchange these and like use the pink on the lower lash line as well if like the green is like intimidating to you, but I think it like pulled the look together in the end, so I really like it. I can build up the outer corners for like 10 million years and still not be satisfied. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Okay, so for my eyeliner, I went in with my Colourpop and Bambi eyeliner in the shade Purdy, and it added like just a little hint of like purple on my waterline, which is all I really wanted. And then I just went in with my L'Oreal Lash Primer, and then I used my Gucci mascara, and then I went in, of course, with my Lash Discovery on my bottom lashes. And then I went in with my same bronzer as yesterday, which is my Gucci bronzer in 01. And then, of course, like I said, I have to use at least one of the Lizzie blushes for these looks. So I'm going to go into the shade You Are Magnifico. I actually haven't worn this shade out of the house yet. Both times I've worn it in the first impressions video when I was back quarantining. And then the second time I wore it in a live when I was playing with the palette again. So I haven't worn it out of the house yet. So I gotta wear it today. Since I've just been testing out so many new blushes, it's just been a bit difficult to rotate all of them. So bear with me. I just need a little bit more, like, I'm gonna build up this color a bit. Okay. I could blend out my blush for 10 million years and still not be satisfied. My crease and my blush are like the two things I could spend forever blending out. Okay, so, but I feel like that's how most of us are. Okay, so I went ahead and did that, and now I'm going to go in with my highlights, and I'm going to use the Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan highlighter because I've only used it once, and I think it's going to be really pretty with this look. English words, Caitlin. I'm opening it backwards. I did not even see that, but I think it's a really pretty, like, rose gold kind of highlight, and I think it's gonna be really pretty for this look. It's actually way more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be, and it's really a really pretty like pink highlight. Oh my god, that's stunning. It's just so pretty. I only wore it in me and Riri's diamond look for the April birthstone, and I like fell in love with it after that. It's so pretty on the skin. Yes. Oh my god, that's stunning. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. It's like a pinky gold, but it's so pretty. And you don't even need to spray it because it's so dang pigmented already. And then we'll finish up with the lips, and then I gotta get out of here. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished look. Let me just fix a little bit of the lippy. I literally, like, have no time to finish my makeup. I'm, like, always fucking rushing. So here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. I'll tell you guys what I used later because I gotta get to work. So bye. Okay, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed these 3 looks, 1 palette with the Colourpop What Dreams Are Made Of Lizzie McGuire palette. I just want to tell you guys what I used on my lips for the last look. So I used, Lime Crime's Velveteen Lip Liner in the shade Pinky Swear, and then I applied the Colourpop Matte X Lippy Stick in the shade Cami. And I really like how this lippy looked with this look. I probably should have used something different. It's a little bit dry now at the end of the day, but honestly, it's nothing too crazy. But I probably should have worn like a different lipstick, but I just didn't have time to figure out what I wanted to go with this morning lip-wise, so I was in a rush as usual, and I did brush through my brows and then just set them with my e.l.f. Wow Brow as usual. So just wanted to quickly recap about the palette as I'm holding it upside down. I really like this palette a lot. I think it's a really beautiful palette for easy, simple, spring looks, and I think that it's a pretty versatile palette for this time of year. I think it came out at the perfect time. I think that this is a really great spring palette for this time of year because I think that it really has like those pretty pastel shades for the springtime. It has easy shades to wear to do like really simple like easy looks. Like you can use like the oranges here. Like I love using like these 4 shades like I did in the first look. You can also use the 2 pink shades and then put this all over the lid. Then you can also use like the 2 purples and just put this in the crease and put this on the lid, or you can use the pink and the purple and the lavender, or even the pink shimmer. So like these shades are really pretty to create a lot of looks with, like especially like these 2 rows. The only thing I wish that they had is maybe another like green shade in here, like maybe if there was like a deepening green, but I understand that like the color is very like it reminds me of like tie-dye pastel type colors because like I love like the tie-dye inspired packaging, and also it came out at a perfect time because tie-dye is so trendy right now. I have like so much tie-dye that I've bought from Lucky recently the past month or two, and all those like loungewear tie-dye outfits that I bought over the winter. Like tie-dye is still pretty hot right now. So hot right now, right? And I just feel like the theme of this palette is it's so funny how tie-dye had just come back this past winter and they're coming out with the Lizzie McGuire palette. It's so funny how it's still on trend for today. So yeah, I really enjoyed this last look as well. And I'm pretty sure I showed you everything else on camera. I don't think I'm missing anything. I just wish that there was like a shade that I could have used to like deepen up the outer corners for this, but at the same time, I really like how light and springy this looks. Sometimes I don't always do an outer corner shade because sometimes I just want the lid shade to kind of, shine through and really be the focus of the look. So yeah, I really enjoyed all 3 of these looks. I mean, I was loving this palette before. I did all these looks but it was really fun to just experiment and really just like dig into the palette again and create some looks with it, because even though I have tested out all the shades and wore this quite a bit, I really just wanted to focus on using this palette this weekend because it's a like perfect spring palette, and since I'm getting another new palette very soon, I wanted to get as much use as I could out of this palette before I got the next palette that I'm getting for like May and June. So yeah, I really, really enjoy this palette. I think a lot of people are going to be happy with this. I think it has a great formula. Like I said before, the only shade that I'm not like thrilled about is the green, which is called Don't Freak. Really is the only dud shade in here, I would say, but all the other shades perform beautifully. I actually really love the shimmers in this palette. They're super metallic, super pretty. And then the mattes are, again, super blendable, super pretty. Just this green shade is just not very pigmented, but it is really pretty for like a wash of color on the lower lash line, but I felt like it just faded after I had put it on. I mean, you can still see it, but like it's just not pigmented enough. So, but the rest of the shades are beautiful. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. This is not really a review, but I just wanted to say, like, since I've used it all weekend, I really wanted to share more thoughts on it with you guys. I do have a full swatching of this in my first impressions Get Ready With Me with my dear friend Allie, and I do swatch everything for you in the collection. If you guys were really interested in seeing swatches, I'll link that linked below. But yeah, I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CPW819. I hope that this video wasn't too long with me rambling because there are 3 looks in this video. So yeah, I love you guys. Bye!